Coming to you from the My Michigan TV studios.
We're going to kick you in the teeth.
It's the Roar Live.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
With hosts, the outsider, Scotty Williams.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Mr. Tell It Like It Is, Corey Tiez.
The quicker you accept that, man, the better off we're all going to be.
With special guests, Lion fans across the nation.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
And welcome to the Roar Live, streaming live on your My Michigan TV app, YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. You can also find us in audio form on your favorite podcasting platform. Just search for the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Final at Ford Field, Lions 31, the Commanders 45. The divisional round is in the books, and the Lions will have to wait another year as they come up short. So much to talk about tonight with this game, and of course we will, but we want to hear from you.
Yep,
so just
like
scan
always.
that QR code on your screen to get into the conversation. If you want to be heard but not seen, the Roar Chat is another way to get your questions, comments, and give your answers to the Roar Trivia question. What might that question be this week, you ask?
Okay.
Well, it's this. What Lion has the most sacks in a playoff game? Is it A, Ziggy Ansah, B, Ndamukong Suh, C, Aiden Hutchinson, or D, Ifeatu Melifonwu? We will find out later
This is easy, I think. This one's easy.
on the show, yes.
Yeah, I think this one's easy. I got
And
this
this guy right here, Corey, will have it tell it like it is a little later on in the show. Of course, you're going to want to hear that. But first, let's go to the highlights.
one. Let's go. Let's get it. What we got?
The Lions would strike first with 7:36 in the first quarter. Jameer Sonic Gibbs takes it in for a 1-yard TD run. Bates would hit the extra point, 7-0 Lions. The Commanders would then strike back, 3:40 mark in the first quarter. Zane Gonzalez kicks a 47-yard field goal. 7-3 Lions lead, cut to 4. The Commanders would get things rolling in the second quarter. Brian Robinson, 2-yard run up the middle for a touchdown. Gonzalez hits the extra point. 10-7 Commanders take the lead. The Lions would battle back. Goff looks like maybe he would be sacked, but finds Sam Laporta. 14-10 Lions.
I like Laporta.
Washington would not be denied. Daniels to McLaurin for a 59-yard TD. Gonzalez for the extra point. 17-14 Commanders. Washington would then strike on defense this time. A 40-yard pick six by Quan Martin to put the Commanders up 24-14. It wasn't looking good. Lions would answer. Teddy Bridgewater in the game to Gibbs to JMO on a trick play. 61-yard TD. 24-21 Commanders. Bridgewater in because Goff took a beating on that pick six.
Nice pop.
Tight end Zach Ertz would get the Commanders rolling again, this time a 5-yard touchdown pass. From Daniels. Gonzalez for the extra point. 31-21 Commanders to end the first. It was the Lions' Sonic again to begin the second half. He scores on this 8-yard TD run. Bates hits the extra point. Lions cuts the deficit to 3, 31-28. Lions made a huge error. 12 men on the field, which sets up this Brian Robinson 1-yard touchdown run. 38-28 Commanders. Then a desperate Lions squad fails on a trick play as Jamison Williams throws a interception to Sandstrom as Washington grabs its third interception of the game. That's Sandstrom's second. Washington would score on its next possession. McNichols up the middle, 1-yard run, 45-28 Commanders. Lions would have to settle for 3 points by Bates as time is running out in the fourth quarter. 45-31 Commanders, and that's how it will stand. Cole, you said it all year long. I'm giving it where credit's due. The Lions just did not look good today. I mean, that's all you can say.
That's all you can say. I did not see this coming. I didn't see this coming at all. The Lions have been a well-oiled machine all year, but this is the playoffs, and things are different. It's different. 12 men on the field?
Yeah. That and a pick six by Goff.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
You
Turnovers.
cannot.
They
You
couldn't stop
cannot.
Jaden Daniels.
You cannot have turnovers in a game like this. You can't. This isn't the regular season. The Lions look totally out of sorts. Trick plays, 12 men on. I mean, it was sloppy. I did not expect the Commanders to put up 45. I knew the Lions would put up 30 or more. Washington wanted it more. Obviously.
Well, they were playing with house money.
They were playing with house money, nothing to lose, and Daniels is something special.
Yeah.
He's something special. He is something special. Him and Gibbs, those two kids are something special. The Lions, they got out-coached. They got outplayed. I didn't see the heart. I kept saying all year long, the Lions have not played tough quarterbacks.
The Commanders took them out early.
They took him out early.
I mean, that's all you can say.
They punched the bully in the mouth.
Robertson went out out of the game early.
Yep.
And the defense's ability to adapt, which they could not do all day long. They showed some signs, but that was it.
Yeah.
And shutting down the Washington offense was non-existent. Jaden Daniels just went from one good play to another good play, kept the drives rolling.
Kept them rolling.
And it played into their game plan. They ran the ball, and they ran the clock out.
See, and the Commanders play fast, too.
Yeah.
They play for fourth downs, too.
They looked a lot like the Lions.
Yeah.
Going for fourth downs and being successful.
Being successful. You got to give your credit. You got to give some credit to Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
You have to. He dialed it up today.
Yeah.
They almost scored 50 points
Yeah.
at Ford Field. This looks like you said, the Lions, they were on the receiving end of getting bullied today.
Yeah.
They got bullied today.
Jaden Daniels, 22 of 31 for 288 through the air.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
It really is baffling.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, I said be careful with the Commanders. I didn't see this coming. I don't have any words. I don't have any words. The best team in football, that's what everybody said, right? They are. I think they got a better team than Kansas City, but it's about winning in the playoffs. Kansas City knows how to win. They know how to win. That's the difference. I've been preaching it all year long.
You are watching The Roar Live right here on My Michigan TV, YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. Let's go with what the Roar question of the week is. What defensive player has the most sacks in a playoff game? Is it A, Ziggy Ansah?
Is it a playoff?
It's a playoff game.
Okay.
Most sacks in a playoff game.
Okay.
Ziggy Ansah, A. Sue, B. Aiden Hutchinson, C. And Melifonwu, D. And we are looking here in the Roar chat. We've had some Mark from Brighton says he thinks it's B. Ndamukong Suh.
I didn't realize playoffs. Okay, playoffs.
Yeah, this is just playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good choice.
Larry from Detroit says, go Lions. B is my answer. He also went with Sue.
Okay.
So we got two for
We got
Sue.
2 Sues. Okay. 2 for B. All right.
Yep. Well, we want to hear from you, and that is the QR code to get in on the action. I know a lot of you Lion fans are probably sitting back on your couches and not feeling too good right now.
No, they can't. You're at home. Listen, the Lions, this was pressure.
Yeah.
The Commanders were playing, we've heard it before, with house money. They had nothing to lose. The kid is a superstar. He is a superstar, and he played like one. He outdueled your guy. Now you're stuck with him. You're stuck with Goff. I've been saying it all year. I have nothing. This is a freestyle moment. I have nothing to say. This is ridiculous.
Where do you think this went wrong? Do you think you can't put the blame 100% on Goff?
I'm not. But this defense, what we've been preaching, and I don't want to hear about the injuries. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that tonight. It caught up with him.
Yeah.
It caught up with him.
It did.
The defense caught up with him. You can only go for so long playing with this defense. Now they got to start from scratch. You got to start all over from scratch. And that window is closing and closing and closing.
Dude, but do you really think it's closing, though, with the young core players they have?
Yes, I do, because they still are in the toughest division in football.
But why would you say that, though? That you think it's the North? I mean, we've proven that the Vikings were frauds.
I wouldn't necessarily.
The Packers weren't what they even turned out to be.
Okay.
I mean, the Gravedigger got on here earlier in the season. Was they're gonna be in the Super Bowl and they're gonna win the division. And Jordan Love to me did not look like a good quarterback should. Like, I don't think he's should be the franchise quarterback going forward. They need to take a look
With Love or Caleb?
with Love.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't see Love as being a star in this league. I think he would if he was a star. I think they would have done. I know they made the playoffs, but making the playoffs isn't a hard thing to do when you look around what the NFC teams are this year.
Well, the thing about it is that their division is still tough. So Love is still going to give you 11 to 12 wins. 10. So is Minnesota. And if they get a coach, Chicago, and they get an offensive line, they're going to play the Lions. It's going to be tough. It's just still going to be tough. No matter if I think Love is a star on the rise. I think Caleb is a star on the rise. Goff is here. He's already at the ceiling. Hey, you've been there. You've been in the NFC. You botched that last year. And then you let the rookie come in this year. The Lions got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do in the offseason. They got to straighten up that. They got to clean up that defense. They got to clean it up. And you win with superstars in this league. Period. Point blank. And I've yet, like I said, I had Sewell. And Gibbs. Those are your two superstars. It ain't Goff. It ain't. I'll take Love over Goff right now. I kept telling everybody, this is what he does. It's a reason why he left L.A. It's a reason why. And you saw it tonight. Pick six, interception early, fumble, couldn't protect the ball. They got a lot of work to do. I'm not like you. I think Green Bay, Lions got a better team than Green Bay. They don't have a better quarterback. They don't.
I disagree with you on that.
Okay, all right.
Looking at other NFL news today, the other game was the Kansas City Chiefs, led by tight end Travis Kelce, 7 receptions for 117 yards and a touchdown. They get the win at home against the Houston Texans, 23-14. So the reigning Super Bowl champions will head next week to take on either the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
Which is going to be a very good game tomorrow.
Which is, 6:30 tomorrow night. Any predictions there?
I think
You think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
it's going to be low scoring, but I think Baltimore comes out.
Really?
I do. I love them both. I like Josh. I love Lamar.
You just think,
I think
Baltimore has more weapons?
I think with Henry, it's going to be cold. With Henry running the ball, with Lamar running the ball, with Lamar passing the ball, I think it's just the attack is too. They're going to score. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be maybe like 23-20. I'm predicting, but I think Henry's just going to lean on him. I think he's going to lean on him. Buffalo's defense is so-so. I think they've still got some banged up folks, but I think it's Lamar's time. I really do.
You think it's his time?
I think it's his time. I think eventually Josh will get over the hump. Kansas City eventually will have to break down at some point. And, as far as getting older and Kelsey retiring, things like that. Right now, I think the way they looked like a juggernaut last week. Lamar, they look serious. They look for real. So if they can, keep their people healthy throughout that game, throughout the course of the game, and Lamar plays like he's been playing, like the MVP, you got the two MVPs going up against each other. It's going to be a great game, but I think Baltimore mucks it up. They get nasty, they get ugly, and they come out on top.
In snow and horrible cold weather?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The other game on tap tomorrow, and that game, I believe, starts at no, this was an early game. I think it's 4.
Yeah.
The LA Rams, the number 4 seed, will take on the Philadelphia Eagles, the number 2 seed.
Is it 4 or Sunday night?
No, I believe it's a 3 p.m.
It's a 3. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. It's a 3 p.m.
All right.
The late game is the Buffalo Baltimore. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go in an upset here. I'm going to go with my Matt Stafford and the Rams over the Eagles.
Yeah, I picked the Rams over the Eagles.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I picked the Rams over the Eagles. I really do. It's something that's not clicking with Philadelphia.
Well,
something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Hurts. I don't know if
it could be.
Yeah. I don't think he's tops anyway, but I think.
Do you think the Rams defense can contain Barkley? That's going to be the key question.
They can. They won't be able to just bottle him up. I think he gets his 100 or plus. But the Rams are offensively. There's something to deal with. And I think they got the better. Obviously, I think they got the better quarterback. This comes down to quarterback play. It comes down to quarterback play. We saw it today.
Well, we want to hear from you. The Roar Live call-in is that QR code right there. Just scan your phone. Just scan that phone, that QR code to get in on the action. Just like Hollywood Reggie from Birmingham, Alabama. Reg, what did you feel about today's game?
Hey, guys. Good to see you. It was,
like always.
It's hard to put it into words, turnovers galore. I mean,
it was a mess.
Yeah.
Off what? This is the game that Corey had been sending up the yellow flags on all year long. Goff throwing picks, interceptions, and he had that one game where I think he threw 5, but they were able to win it. But that was against a playoff caliber team. And the thing that I saw that stood out to me was that Washington beat Detroit at their own game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sure did.
They ran the ball.
Yep.
Is just as good as Detroit had run it all year long.
Yep.
Controlled the clock like Detroit had been doing all year long. And the defense could not stop them at all. I mean, Dan Quinn, he did the Dan Campbell, fourth down plays, and they made 3 out of 4. I think they stopped them on 1. And then that 12 men on the field. I mean, it was it just didn't seem like they had the fire that they should have had for a divisional playoff game.
No.
There was some lack. It seemed to be lackluster. Even Dan Campbell, in his facial expressions on the field, he looked lackluster as well. So I don't know what happened to them. I know the fans were highly disappointed in the showing that the Lions put on today, but hey, Washington beat them at their own game. Daniels was good. He was a game manager more than he was putting the team on his back and carrying it. It was Eckler, to me, who was the key to Washington winning because Detroit could not stop him. I mean, they had gaping holes. I mean, I could have ran through some of those holes.
Right.
It was big, but I think that they may have been, I don't know, overplaying, looking for Daniels to run in the option game, and they hadn't faced a quarterback with that kind of option skill all season, I don't believe. So that's what happens. Back to the drawing board. Get ready for next year.
Yep.
Understand that both their offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator have interviews as for head coaching jobs.
That's the thing now. I know Ben Johnson, according from what I've been reading, is really Tom Brady's the guy that's been trying to get him to come over to the Raiders.
Yeah,
we'll
right.
see.
Why?
I know Aaron Glenn's trying to. He could be going to New Orleans.
Why?
I agree with you. I think they should stay. I really do.
Why? What? If the situation.
I mean, here's my thing. If Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders, it's not like what quarterback does he have?
Listen.
And
Is Brady going to be the quarterback? Is he going to throw back time and come back and be the quarterback? You cannot leave a situation like this and go scrambling for a quarterback and not a system that works. You cannot do that. They will be looking for jobs in 2 years if they go elsewhere without a situation that's like this. If you just want to go and be the head coach, it's a lot to that. It's a lot to it. It's the top people, the middle people. You manage everything. Is that what you really want to take on in organizations like the Raiders, the Saints? The cupboard is bare. Mm-hmm. There's nothing there. Why would you go do that?
Right.
You haven't completed anything here. And how great really is Ben Johnson?
It would have to be the money, man.
It has to be. Like
$0, they're gone.
Yeah, it's got to be the money, and just wanting to control the whole situation. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson started winning when Jahmyr Gibbs got there. Mm-hmm. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give the ball to Jahmyr and let everything else open up. Where else are you going to go to find that?
You're going to have to draft him.
Where are you going to go to get that?
I think that it's going to be a long process if you decide. I think after this week, I think we see Ben Johnson stay. If anybody leaves, it'll be Glenn. But let me ask you something, Reg. And I know Corey has his opinions on this. He didn't want to hear about injuries and stuff like that. But do you feel like this game here, injuries finally caught up to him?
You cannot discount injuries. When starters go down, you don't have anybody who plays at the same level of a starter. Even if that starter is not necessarily all pro, the guy behind him is not what that starter is.
Right.
He's not a starter. And
right.
who lose in the very beginning? It was a defensive back.
Robertson.
Robertson?
Yep.
And he was the guy that was leading. Wasn't he the safety or the corner that was leading the league in interceptions? He had most interceptions in the season?
No,
that's
Kirby.
Yeah, that
Kirby
was
Joseph.
Joseph, yeah, he was.
But Robertson has played well over the past few weeks. I just feel like Corey, you're right on that. I think or actually, it might have been Reg talking about how they thought they were going to try to contain Daniels, and Daniels really didn't run. I feel as much as he has in previous games. He was able to throw out to the slot and make those plays. And I think the Lions were all in on Daniels. And like Reg said, I think Eckler got out, McLaurin got out, and I think with the injuries to that secondary, these guys they played man to man, and they got beat.
They should have
quite a bit.
They're not man to man guys.
Right.
They're not man to man guys.
They're
not man to man guys.
Minnesota, because Darnold hadn't seen that before, and he just got flustered with all the blitzing. But that wasn't working with Daniels, because he has more dynamic than Sam Darnold. So the threat of, and I think the fear of him being able to run and do those things caused the Lions to maybe second guess themselves. And they played right into the hand of Coach Dan Quinn and the Washington Commanders, because really,
In Kingsbury, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
managed the game. He didn't put the team on his shoulders and carry him down to manage the game.
But the thing about him that makes him so good right now is that he's smart, his poise, and his release. His release is lightning quick.
I mean, you could tell he's not a rookie quarterback. He looked like a guy that had been in the league a few years.
Nothing phases this guy. Nothing phases him.
He's cool.
That's the it factor. That's knowing how and knowing when and what to do. That's the it factor.
He didn't have happy feet in the pocket.
He didn't have happy feet. He's poised. He's smart. He knows what to do.
Yeah.
He knows what to do. He can go off. He can go for 400, 300. He can go off if he wants.
Yeah.
He played right within the game.
He played the Lions game.
He played the Lions game.
The Lions got beat by their own game in this one.
Yeah.
They did.
They did. Absolutely. And see, it makes such a difference when you have that option. That's why it was going to be so difficult, even if they got to the Super Bowl, to win, because of the quarterback. Everybody in the league right now that's playing right now in the playoffs, they have decent running games. That helps. That helps. The thing with what got Minnesota out of, they have the best receiver, arguably, in football. So that's their plan. Their plan was, that was the plan for them. Jefferson, that was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have that option to go. They have an okay running back, but they didn't have nothing that spooked you.
Right.
So that's why the results were, that was the outcome of that game. Listen, Mahomes has one. Allen, they have a good running, Lamar and them. That's going to make a difference in winning the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So Goff and them had it. They have it. They have the running back, the best in the league to me. But you have Goff as the quarterback.
Oh, you're talking about Gibbs got the best running back, yeah.
Yeah. Without question to me. He's better than Henry. He's better than Saquon.
You still can't throw 4 picks and expect to win a playoff game.
That's the difference.
Don't work. 4 picks, and the trick play, the last trick play on the guy who's not the quarterback.
You don't need that.
And then 12 in on the field, that I believe was the big play.
That was a big play.
Hill on the 4th down, they weren't going to get it, and that could have turned the tide. 12 in on the field, they get a touchdown, ball game, pretty much. Because from that point on, Jared Goff, if you notice, he was dancing. He had happy feet back in the pocket back then.
You're stuck.
And they really were doing 4-man rush. They didn't really have a lot of really super blitz package. It was basically a 4.
Right, but the one thing about Dan Quinn, he's a defensive coordinator. That's what he does. That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's what he is. So Washington kept their foot on the gas. They didn't let up.
At all.
They didn't let up at all.
At all. The Roar question, Reg, of the week, I don't know if you had a chance to see it. What Lion has the most sacks in a playoff game? Is it A, Ziggy Ansah, B, Ndamukong Suh, C, Aiden Hutchinson, or D, Ifeatu Melifonwu? Do you have a answer for that, Reg. You've been pretty good at these.
Have Bubba Baker on that list?
Bubba Baker was not on the list.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. When Ndamukong Suh played, what, 1 season with the Lions, right, or 2 seasons?
Was it 2?
I think he played a little more than that.
No, it was more than 1.
More than one?
About maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, Ndamukong Suh, the last guy, Miller, and who are the other 2 again?
Melifonwu
Hutch and Melifonwu
and
Ansah.
Ziggy Ansah.
and Ziggy Ansah.
Ziggy Ansah. Wow, that's tough.
That's a stumper right there.
Yeah, without Bubba Baker on there, I guess Bubba Baker would be the man. But playoffs, and that's the key.
Yeah, you
That's the key.
You gotta think of playoffs.
The playoff, most sacks in a playoff game.
I'd have to say Hutchinson because I don't think Ansah, Suh, or Melifonwu played in the playoff game because the Lions hadn't been to one, right?
Well, yeah. I'm thinking like Hutch was what? It had to be the San Francisco game if he had him.
Yeah.
That was his only one.
But last season,
Yeah.
so I had to say Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't remember him.
Do you have a pick on that?
This is tough, man. This is tough.
Danny from Westland says he thinks it's Hutchinson. Rob T from Flint says he thinks it's Ziggy Ansah.
I'm gonna go Ansah. I'm gonna go A.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Ansah.
DeMarco from Detroit says he thinks it's C. Hutchinson. A lot of Hutches tonight. Well, I'll tell you what. Boy. Let me ask you something,
Disbelief.
Reg. I feel like now Corey thinks the window is closed for the Lions now for a Super Bowl run. I tend to disagree with him to a certain extent because I still feel like you still got a lot. You still got a young core to deal with. You got Gibbs, Williams, Hutchinson when he comes back next year, Branch, Arnold. You still got a young core of guys that could still get you to.
Are you saying run or win? Are you saying the run? Because everybody's in the run.
I
to
still
win.
think
You
they
said
have a chance to get
win.
to the Super
win,
Bowl.
To win it.
To get to the Super Bowl.
That's not nothing. I said win. Getting to it. What is that? Win it.
Well, I'll go. I think
You
they have
gonna
a
win?
shot to win. Yeah.
Okay.
They still
What
got
about
to
you,
win.
Reg?
They have a window to win, maybe 2 or 3 years. They still got a young team. They're going to have to get ready to draft the franchise quarterback of the future because if Jeff Goff has 2 or 3 more years in him, you want to have the next guy ready to stand up when the rest of the younger fellas are a little bit more mature that can help him in a situation like Jaden Daniels is or even what Kansas City's quarterback was when he came in. So, yeah, I think they got 2 or 3 more years. They're gonna have to have some sterling drafts, though. They're gonna have to get some. They need a middle linebacker who can play sideline to sideline. And they need a Ray Lewis type guy.
Yeah.
Something like that. They got to really have a standout on defense because that was the glaring. Offense is fine. The defense is where the glaring hole is. You need a shutdown corner and a linebacker, middle linebacker that can go from sideline to sideline on the field for all 4 downs.
Yeah. They got gashed. They got gutted today. They got gashed.
Oh yeah,
And
they
it showed,
did.
like I said, that defense showed you were never going to win a Super Bowl with that defense. Showed
No.
today.
It was
just
fair.
weren't.
If they had won
Well,
this
not
game,
with the players they had
No.
playing today.
No. No.
I think they could have fared a little better today had Lynn McNeil been on the field, had Robertson not get hurt, Hutchinson being there. I think they could have been. I mean, it's all woulda, coulda, shoulda
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
But, I just think Dan Quinn did a great job at game planning this game against Detroit.
You got to give Kingsbury some credit too.
Kingsbury did a great job with Jaden Daniels. And to me, I think the star of this game was Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
The poise.
Yeah.
He didn't make mistakes.
Nope. He played like a veteran.
He did.
Nope.
So to even go back with the Kingsbury, so he was in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Who did he have?
Kyler Murray.
makes a difference. The quarterback makes a difference. He's got Jaden Daniels now. Mm-hmm. It makes a difference.
It makes no
It makes a
mistake.
difference.
No
Yeah,
fumble picks.
yeah. And the
He was
Lions
cool.
didn't. Pressure.
And they had no pressure on him.
Yeah. See, the Lions were playing with a cloud. Everybody expected them to win the Super Bowl. Everybody. There's 1 million people downtown who expected that.
Mm-hmm.
So now Campbell coach different. They'll play a little bit different. Pressure is a big thing. The playoffs is not playing Arizona or Tampa Bay in the regular season. It's not that.
No, it's
Football
a
is
new
fast, but it gets faster even in the playoffs.
the regular season is thrown out the window. You forget
Out
about
of the
it.
window. So
First-
yeah,
Playoffs is game one. That's it.
that's it.
Even field.
And that home field doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore. That doesn't matter at all because Lions can win on the road. So that doesn't matter, obviously. So right now you're just a good team that'll win 12 games, 14 games. My team does it all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They do
Except
that all
for
the
this year.
Yeah, they do that all the time. But look at their quarterback. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It plays a lot into it. Plays a lot.
Reg, before we let you go, some big games on the docket tomorrow. Kansas City won today against the Texans. The biggest game to me, I think, is the Baltimore Bills versus the Bills tomorrow. Who do you think? Who do you have on that one, Reg? Who do you think?
And that's a tough game.
That is.
I like both teams. My wife, she's going to be all in on Baltimore. I want to see a good game.
Yeah.
But with the Lions not in it, if the Lions had won today and was looking like they were getting ready to go to the playoffs, I would be rooting 100% for the Bills to beat Buffalo because I don't think if the Lions got to the Super Bowl and had to play Baltimore, they would be able to do anything with Derrick Henry.
Nothing.
Derrick
Nothing.
Henry I don't know if anybody is going to be able to do anything with Derrick Henry the way he's playing.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel Baltimore's the favorite to win the Super Bowl now?
I
think they can? I think they can outbeat. I think they could beat the Chiefs. I really do. With that run game,
They can, but will they? That's the only thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them.
There's some, well, I don't know. I don't want to bring it.
But the Chiefs are.
the Ravens got a great defense.
The Ravens got a decent defense. The Chiefs got a good defense.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the pedigree. Like it comes down to Kansas City's obsessed with the three-peat. They're obsessed with it.
Yeah. They'd be the
If
first to
Kelsey
me.
plays like he played today, they're going to be a problem. They could three-peat. Now,
They could.
I think they will have a tougher road with Baltimore than Buffalo. But
That Baltimore, Kansas City, if it should come to that, would probably would. There's a game in the playoffs which is really the Super Bowl,
yeah,
and that Baltimore, Kansas City, should they play, would be probably the Super Bowl game.
yeah. AFC's winning the Super Bowl. Nobody from the NFC is winning the Super Bowl.
The only way
That's
they wouldn't win it is if the Rams get there.
You got the Rams tomorrow over the Eagles, Reg?
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams all day.
I like the Rams.
I like
too.
the Rams too.
I think the Rams. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The Rams are the sneaky favorite to come out of the NFC and make the Super Bowl, and possibly, if they stay healthy, they could give Kansas City or Baltimore. I think those would probably be the two that would come out of the AFC. I think they could give them a run for their money.
Yeah.
I really do. They've been there before.
Yeah.
McVay's a great coach.
Rams are dangerous.
Yeah, they're very dangerous.
Rams are dangerous, and they have something to play for the city.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got a story. Kansas City's got the three-peat. Lamar has to get over the hump. Josh has to get over the hump.
Yeah.
The Rams have that. Philly's chaos. Their coach is a madman. So, yeah.
And
And he might be fired even if he wins.
Well, and if the Rams win tomorrow, that means Washington will have to travel to. I'm sure they'll probably play the game again in Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that he's got something going for him there.
And let's not count them out. They just beat the best team in football. Handedly. They just beat the best team in football.
They beat them like they were the team in football.
Yeah. The Lions
really
were the best team in football. Collectively.
You probably will lose viewership on our discussion of the Lions today because, a lot of Lions fans wearing their hearts on their sleeves and look.
And you know what? It's a good story for the Lions. I mean, the community has. I mean, I was out at stores today, Costco and grocery stores and stuff, and everybody had on Lions gear. And you got to be happy. The Lions have stunk for so many years. I don't consider this this is definitely a disappointing game, but to say this was a unsuccessful season, I think it's a stepping stone. I think, did we even really think last year that they were even going to make it to the NFC Championship game?
Yes.
I didn't.
Lion fans did. Yeah, they did.
It's a process.
Yeah.
It's like, remember what Giannis said about winning the championship? He said,
True.
Did we fail? No, he said, it's a process. Sometimes it takes 2-3 years to get to a point because you got to grow into it. You still got a young team. That's why I give them 2 or 3 more years to be. They have a window to be able to get there and win the Super Bowl. So I believe they'll get it done. Depends on this draft coming up. Is going to be a big one for them, though.
Yeah. Tough schedule. When you win like that, too, tough schedule again, and you got your tough. See, the schedule wasn't tough this year. The division was. The schedule was not tough this year. Mm-hmm. The division was tough, and they won the division.
Yeah.
Those rivalries are always going to be tough. So Tomlin goes over to Chicago, which is a possibility. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tougher. The road gets tougher because they're winning. Mm-hmm. They're winning games. They're the hunted. They came in and hunted them today.
Oh yeah,
they were the hunted. Yeah. So it's not gonna be easy. It is not.
Well, but all in all, it was a good season. They had a great for the city, great for the fans, great for Detroit sports. You got the Tigers in the playoffs, Lions doing what they did, Pistons are looking like they're rounding into a team that's gonna be
500. Yeah.
They're gonna be reckoned with compared to what they were last year.
Where they're watchable. They're watchable this year.
In every game.
yeah, they're watchable. Yeah.
Game yet, so. Yeah, fellas. So, amen.
Yeah, the Lions, maybe the Tigers started everything out, made everything contagious.
No.
They made the playoffs, then the Lions, and then the Pistons caught on to that.
The Lions were in the NFC Championship. They made it. They started.
You're right.
The Lions started it.
Tigers.
I say
Red Wings have picked it up.
The Red Wings they picked it up right after the coach, whatever. But yeah, they started it.
Right.
Lions started all this when they beat Kansas City. That's when it all started.
Yeah, sure was.
And Green Bay, when they beat Green Bay and they ended up 8-9, they beat Kansas City. That's when it all began. That's when it all began. Then they got to the championship, and here they are. They came right back. I have to give them credit. They went right back to the playoffs. They went right back to the playoffs. They ran through the season. They went right back to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So they were in the tournament. If you're in the tournament, you have a chance. They just looked really bad today. They got outplayed. They got outcoached.
Yeah.
They got out quarterbacked.
Yeah.
They got out everything.
Yeah, they did. It was like the two teams that switched uniforms.
Mental mistakes. Can't make them. You cannot make those mistakes in the playoffs. You can't do it.
One and done.
We want to thank you for calling in this week. A late game. I know you're an hour behind us, but we want to thank you for calling in so many times during the season.
Well, it's been enjoyable, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get with you. Some good things looking up for the Roar Live coming up in the next month or so.
Yeah,
maybe?
we got another Roar.
Yeah.
Those red hot Tigers.
Yes.
Tigers. The Roar Tigers. They And they signed your guy Scooble, so that'll help. Yeah.
So, but Reg, hey, so you said you think it's going to be for the question. You say you think it's Hutchinson or Sue?
Yeah, because I don't see anybody else in the playoffs.
Okay.
All
right, Reg. Well, thanks for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Reg.
Okay. Guys, be blessed. Talk to you later.
All right.
You are watching The Roar Live right here on My Michigan TV, YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. That is the QR code up on the screen to get in on all the action. Chris from Toledo, B. He thinks it's Ndamukong Suh.
Okay.
Noah from Squim says he thinks it's Ziggy Ansah. San Diego Cam says C is his answer. Christina from Birmingham says Ziggy Ansah. Glenn from Livonia says Sue. Larry from Fowlerville says B, Sue. We got a lot of B's. A lot of B's and a lot of C's. Danny from Canton, a B. Lion Bill from Grand Blanc. D is his answer. Melifonwu. Interesting. Katie from Saline says B, Hutch. Was Hutch B?
Hutch was C.
Hutch was C. So she had the wrong letter, but hey, she put the name in there, Hutch.
Yep.
Do you ever tell it like it is? I know you do. You got to have one. Last one of the Detroit Lions season, and I know you got some things to tell your fans out there.
I don't think I have any fans, but that's fine. That's okay, too. We love you guys for calling in, comments, all that good stuff, zooming in. My tell it like it is what I've been preaching the entire season. A quarterback and a coach are usually great to win the Super Bowl. I've been preaching that since day one. Campbell and Goff are not ready. They're not great. Look at the last few Super Bowls. What do you got? Chiefs, quarterback, great coach. We'll throw Stafford in there. McVay, you just said great coach. I think he's a great coach. Brady and Belichick. You see who Goff is. You see what it is. I've always said, can he win the game? Tonight was the game to get to the game. What did he do? I've been saying it all year. Everybody thought I was hating in this. No, I'm just looking at sports for the last 10,000 years. Bradshaw, Knox, Landry, Staubach, Walsh, Montana. Every now and then it slips in with a Dilfer or somebody like that. For the most part, you got to be ready with the coach and the quarterback. Goff does this all the time. He's a decent quarterback. I think it's closed because he's still the guy. You guys said, no, the window's open. Yeah, the window's open to win games, but not to win the Super Bowl. You saw the kid today. He has it. He has it. Goff doesn't have it. Fumble, interception, the game on the line. Here we go. Johnson, Glenn, sit tight. Just sit tight. I can't tell you about your finance. I'm just saying from a fan, to continue with this run that you guys have. You're winning games. Just sit tight. There's nothing else out there. There's no greener pasture. You have everything in place. You have the best back in football. You have a head coach who galvanizes the troop. Everybody loves you. Your quarterback connects with you. Glenn gets the best out of non-starters. Where are you going to go to do all this good winning? Where are you going to go to do it?
I agree with you. I totally agree with
Just
you.
don't stop the train. I'm still not going to think Goff is going to get you over. Like you said, though, Scott, he could get you to the game, but you got to win it. And the organization is tops. You're tops now. You're at the top level. You were the best team in football this year. I give you that. All collectively as a group. But Goff is going to have to do better in big moments. We just Darnold, Mayfield, quarterback and coach. I've been saying that from the beginning. So now you got to start over in July. See what happens.
That's what the Lions will have to do. Daniel Wissington. Kansas City are back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Make that, they could be back-to-back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
This is correct.
You know, well, guess what?
What do you got?
We have on the line
Oh, a late caller.
a late caller, but it's our buddy. EVJ is on the line. Joe, I know you've got a lot to say. I don't know how much you've heard of the show so far. Give us your opinions of the game. We always love hearing it from you.
The game sucked, Scott. It sucked. What am I going to say?
Well, let me ask you. I put this question to Curry and to Hollywood Reggie. Do you feel this was a game where the injuries just caught up with them on defense?
You know, that there's no question that played a role in the debacle that we watched today, defensively. But you know, the defense doesn't play snaps for the offense, and when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions and throws the ball on the ground and gives it away, and you know, you can't win games in the NFL like that, and you certainly can't win playoff games like that. You know, so you know, Goff was a big fail today. So
Joe, let me cut you off. Let me ask you, why do you think he does that? Why do you think that? Why do you think he did that today? Why?
Hard to say. I saw a game earlier this season where he did the same thing, and they somehow won that game against the Texans. You know, but this is a big moment, and you know, he needed to step up to have a good game in a big moment. You know, he did it last year, but he didn't do it this year. So who can say precisely why? I don't know why. He's you know,
Is there a pattern
again.
here? Do you see a pattern with this? Do you think, honestly, this is the business of winning a Super Bowl? Honestly, in your heart of hearts, do you think this man can lead you to win a Super Bowl? Honestly. It's yes or no.
I don't know. It's not yes or no. It's I don't know. You know.
Opinionated, yes or no.
A quarterback could take you to the big game and win it, but he's failed in each of his attempts to get there. You know, so will he win next year? Who knows? Can you really call it? Are you going to say that the guy, because he's failed a few times, he will never be able to attain that pinnacle moment? You know, who's to say? You know, are you Nostradamus and you can call it like that? Maybe so. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that kind of a guy.
Okay.
Do you think the window of opportunity's closed? Corey thinks it has.
For Goff?
For the Lions, period.
No, not even. I mean, look, they had 18 people on injured reserve. Come on. You know, if your best players, I've said it since day one. If your best players are not on the field, you're not going to win in the end. So it all depends on who's on the field at the end of the season. I said that from preseason till today, you know. So the bottom line is our best players were not on the field. We did not have a good game today. We had no answers defensively. In the run game, we didn't have answers defensively in the passing game. We, you know, made mistakes on the offensive. I mean, how do you have a 12-man on the field at the key moment in the game when, you know, you have an opportunity to maybe get yourself back into the game? Plenty of time left in the game.
Whose fault would that be?
Yeah, that's coaching. That's a coaching thing. You know, somebody
Well,
had to see the
and I
timeout.
think it,
Somebody had to see that they needed to call timeout. Somebody knew. Somebody on the coaching staff knew that they had sent somebody out on the field, and somebody that was supposed to come off the field didn't come off. You know, that's ultimately that's a coaching thing. You know, so a timeout should have been called. Hell, Tom Brady was yelling it from the booth. 10 seconds before the flag was even thrown. And he could see it. And it was just like, well, it's just one thing after another. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was not a good showing for the Lions. They did not stand up, and they were not the championship team that they needed to be in order to win a big game.
well, I think mistakes all around is true, but I think you've seen mistakes from the offensive coordinator, Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. The 12 man there.
Yeah.
You've seen, and then that bumble-headed play where you were trying to be too tricky to get something going and it backfired. Why would you have Jamison Williams throw a pass?
Dude,
When you're down, I mean, that was just ridiculous. And then he didn't.
was.
He's not a quarterback. That was stupid. That was a dumb play call.
Desperate.
Yeah.
But those are exactly the words that I used in a text string that I have with some of my buddies that we were having, throughout the game. It was, and Scott, it's funny you say that because that's precisely what I said. I said, why would you put the ball in that guy's hands to make that kind of a decision at that time of the game? Why? I mean, why would you put the ball in Jamison Williams' hands to make a decision that he could easily make the wrong decision, and he made a terrible throw.
Terrible throw.
It just wasn't a smart play. So
So
absolutely,
that
was
too
dumb.
goes back to coaching.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree.
In the biggest
I mean,
game.
I mean, yeah, dude, what are you going to say, Corey? Hey, they're terrible because of that. They're no good because of that. They're not going to win a championship because of that this year. But does that make them
Or last
bad? Yeah, they lost last year too. So what we can never argue your point then, right? Because we haven't won anything, right?
No, we're just talking.
So
It's not
your
really. I would
point-
say. I just looked at it as bad coaching, and I know you guys said earlier in the year he's a great coach, and Ben Johnson is this guru.
Well,
like I
listen.
said, it doesn't really have to be a guru when you got the best back in football, and he opens everything up for you. That's not really hard to do. It was mistake coaching. It was mistake play. Everybody takes a whipping for this today. It's not just Campbell. It's not
And
just.
where do we go from here?
it's Goff.
Because you're not going to fire Dan Campbell,
And you're stuck with
and
Jared
you're going
Goff.
to and if Ben Johnson decides to stay, you're going to keep him. If Aaron Glenn decides to stay, you're going to keep him. And then here's the thing too. Okay, Dan Campbell's not going anywhere. We all know that. The Lions have shown that they will stick with a head coach through thick and thin.
Not really. They fired Caldwell.
Well-
He went to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they tried to go. They tried to do the
Patriot
Patriot way with Patricia. It was dumb.
So I got a question. You said it earlier. Why? So can we call the Lions frauds? You call Minnesota frauds. They had the same record.
No.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is the Lions won the division, and they went.
But
They
you said-
went 6-0 in the division.
But you said they're frauds. Minnesota, they won 15 games too.
So, but what do you got to? What do you? How? Why would you say they're frauds?
I'm just. It was a question. I don't think the Lions are frauds. I just said you said Minnesota are frauds. They won a lot of games. They won the same amount of games. They went to the playoffs. Why are they frauds?
Well, that's a good question, Cole. That really is. It's not. You can't call the Lions frauds.
I didn't call them frauds. They're a good team. This is a good team that's go to the playoffs and win the big game, lose the big games.
But they were definitely better than the Vikings.
Yeah, they're
this
better.
year.
They're the best team in football. That's why this is so disappointing. I wanted to see the Lions and the Chiefs. I really did. I really, really did. And all in my hearts of hearts. This was despicable. 45, 50 piece.
Well, I kind of think we saw it coming out of the next great quarterback too. In the league.
Yeah. Our
know,
division is over.
Well, I don't see. There really aren't that many great quarterbacks in the league.
I say that all the time, Joe. It's 4.
I know you do. I know
It's
you
4 or
do. There
5.
aren't that many great quarterbacks. I mean, that are talented. Athletically. And are playmakers.
Yeah.
And you really only see Mahomes and
Allen.
maybe Allen.
Lamar and Burrow.
Who?
Lamar and Burrow.
Oh,
And,
Lamar,
and
yeah,
then you slide,
Lamar
and you slide
Jackson.
Stafford in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't put Stafford in there.
He's not in there?
Stafford's not in that group.
Well, he'll throw a pick too. He will throw a crucial pick
yes,
too.
he will. He will throw a pick 6 in a
But
heartbeat.
if he's
Deep
on,
in your end.
yeah. But those guys, see, the difference is, and this is it, the difference is those guys can win in bad situations. Golf can't. He can't. Mahomes can win without a running back. Burrow can win without a running back. He went to the Super Bowl his first year, second year. Lamar has been winning without a running back. Golf he can't win in pressure type situation. He's proving this. He's proven it. He has to have everything, special teams, defense, everything has to work. Those guys I just mentioned is the it. And Daniels is coming. They can win without turning around and handing off to the best back in football. Just think if they had him.
I disagree with you, Corey, because
Okay.
The bottom line is that football is a team game.
I understand that.
And none of these guys would win. None of those dudes, Mahomes, Kelly, none of those, Lamar Jackson, none of those dudes would win by themselves.
No, nobody
They have
can.
to have good players, great players.
Right, nobody
to hand
can.
the ball off to or to throw to.
Nobody
they can't
can.
do it all by themselves.
Nobody can
and when
do
you
that.
have a depleted defense, you definitely can't win a game.
Oh, my God.
It's the
Well,
truth.
you
you
got
said
18
it before earlier in the season.
Yeah,
you got to have the top 5 defense in the thing.
No,
The
I
Lions
never
didn't
said
have
that. I said you got to have a good defense. That defense wasn't going to do anything.
You and Tony made it out to be you had to have a top
See,
5 defense.
Here comes the Lions' feelings now.
No, there's no feelings.
I said that you need a good defense, and that defense will not win. Nobody said that when y'all put 60 on us and everybody was out. Nobody said nothing. You got smashed by Washington today, by a rookie. Got a lot of work to do. And you're stuck with that quarterback. McVay sent him shopping somewhere else for a reason.
We got smashed by a good athlete who makes plays, kind of like Mahomes. He made
rookie.
plays.
A
Yeah,
rookie.
He's a rookie, man. He's a talented kid.
Yeah, a rookie and a 10-year veteran first-round draft pick who did exactly what I say he always does, fumble and throw picks. You're stuck with him. Why doesn't anybody want to see the truth of
Okay.
that? Because you're Lions
What do you
fans.
mean?
I get it.
See,
I get it.
See what truth? It happened. What are we saying?
It
that
always
didn't
happens, though, Joe. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't this always happen? Isn't this a pattern?
It doesn't always happen. They won
but listen.
15 fucking games this year. How's that always happening?
Right.
It's been twice this year.
All right. Okay,
And
it
it
doesn't
happened
happen then.
The reason why the Lions lost
She came out
last
fumbling.
year to the 49ers is the defense stunk. It
was-
stunk in that game.
It was some drops. It was drops and fumbles.
Right, but it
and
wasn't
intercept-
Goff's fault. It wasn't. It wasn't. You can't blame him 100%.
It's the team's fault. It's the team's fault.
And just like when he
But
lost,
the quarterback,
Rams lost in the Super Bowl. The best running back that you possibly in the league at the time got hurt,
They had
and
the
you
number
didn't
one-
have a run game.
I just said that. He's not the type of guy that can go beyond that. You made my point.
So what? But what you're saying?
I
is,
just said that.
But
those quarterbacks
so
can do
one quarterback.
Burrow had
one
no
quarterback
line.
can win it all.
Burrow got sacked 100 times, and he went to the Super Bowl.
But when you've talked about
He just doesn't have
when you've
it.
talked about a winning team,
Yeah.
you've talked about you've had to have a good defense, you have to have a good offense, and you have to have a good special teams. Am I correct?
Yeah, you have to have a good team.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lions have a good team, and they lost. They have a good team. They have a better team than Washington.
Well, you know, that's kind of
When
why
healthy,
they play the game
absolutely.
on Sundays and Saturdays.
They have the best team in
It's
football.
because
Had the Lions
you know,
won today, you guys would have been saying we're on our way, like everybody else. Let's just call this what it is. They got beat by a rookie today. They looked awful. They got out-coached. They got out-hungered. They got gutted. But it was let the show continue when they were winning. Now here comes the starters aren't the starters. Your starters aren't the greatest players either.
So what should we be saying then, Corey?
What I'm saying is that
responding?
you're stuck with Goff, and he does this all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Wait a
And
minute,
you guys
that's
act
not
like
what
he
you were
doesn't.
saying.
Last week, Scott was mentioning him in the same breath as Elway. The other 2 weeks ago, you're stuck with him. You're stuck. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll take him. I'll take him next season.
All right.
Because we got next season still, right?
Yep, that's
I'd,
what
st-
that's
I'd
why we
still
play
take
the
him over
game.
Dak.
for the last 100 years, you have next season.
I'd still
Hell
take
yeah.
him over Dak.
I'll take him over Dak or Tony
That's
Romo.
fine. You can take him over Dak, but they're
Or
both
Tony
not
Romo.
winners. That's fine. You take him over anybody. You take him over Burrow if you want.
You can't say that he's not a winner. You just can't, because
They haven't won the Super Bowl. Let me make that clear. They haven't won the Super Bowl, and they both won't.
We'll see. That's remains to be seen then.
That still remains to be seen.
Well, it was remaining to be seen today. It was remaining to be seen today and last year
It'll remain to be seen in the
and
future,
the last 100 years.
which is not today.
Stuck with him.
Joe, did you happen to see?
Pessimist.
Did you happen to look at the Roar question today?
Stuck.
Negative. I had to turn my TV off early, dude. So
I hear you, man. I know you're probably ready to put a sledgehammer through. What Lion has the most sacks in a playoff game? Is it Ziggy Ansah, A, B, Ndamukong Suh, C, Aiden Hutchinson, D, Ifitu Melifonwu? Do you have an answer? Most sacks in a playoff game. Got a guess there, Joe? This is a toughie.
Wasn't Hutchinson a beast last season? Who did we play
In the
last
playoffs
season?
against they played San Francisco.
Yeah.
That was his only playoff game. So I'm thinking, did he go crazy there? I can't remember.
No, that
Like-
wasn't their only playoff game. They had a
With Hutch?
playoff game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
have-
that's right. That's right. Tampa Bay.
as well.
Tampa Bay
And
and the
I think
Rams.
that
Yep.
he was a beast in at least one or two of those games. I don't think he was a beast against the Rams, but I
He
thought
was a beast against Tampa,
against
but that was regular season.
Tampa. So I'm gonna no. Didn't they played Tampa in the playoffs?
Yeah, they
yeah.
did. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Hutchinson because I
Hutchinson.
don't. Sud didn't play too many playoff games, and neither did Ziggy.
Well, shout to Hutch. You need him back. I guess.
No
yeah.
shit.
You need him back.
We
Yeah.
need him back. We need our defensive backfield back.
We need to leave McNeil back.
What defense? Okay,
need-
the injury.
yeah, we
the
need our
injury.
defensive
the
line
injury
back.
list. It wasn't an injury list at 15-2, but now it's an injury list.
Hey, listen. I think 15-2,
we
and
talked
you have
about the
20 guys on
15-2.
the injured reserve. I think we did a pretty stinking good job this year.
I did too. 15-2.
Yeah,
You did do a good
I
job.
agree.
Yeah.
I think
Not
they-
playing no
they had
quarterback
a-
that matters.
I think they had a pretty damn good season.
Again.
You don't win 15 games in the NFL by chance. You know,
That's true.
you can lose every single week in the NFL. Every week.
Well, they did that before too. They went 0-16. But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. You just. I'd like to be in a street fight with you, Corey.
I would lose that. I can't fight.
No, because whoever it was, I'd be beating them down, and then you come up and kick them in the head while they were down.
Well, listen. Why we have Joe here?
Yeah.
Why don't we give the answer to this Roar trivia
All right. let's
as
hear it.
who the Lion player with the most sacks in a playoff game? The winner, and it's a trick question. The winner is this: A, B, and C.
What?
Yes. All three of those players had 2 sacks
So I was right a little bit.
in a game. Ziggy Ansah had 2. Sue had 2, and Hutchinson, and it was from last year, he had 2. I believe, I don't know if that was the Buccaneers game or the 49ers game, to be honest with you.
You guys think Sue better than Hutchinson? Was better?
Sue?
Yeah. Or no?
No.
He wasn't a defensive end.
He was a defensive tackle.
Tackle, right.
Yeah.
I mean, but still get to the quarterback. I'm just saying.
Sue was a beast.
Sue
He
was a beast at his time.
He just was a dirty player, though.
Yeah.
Everybody said that about him, and
Well, Hutch is still young. Yeah, he's going to go. He's going to be around. So,
yeah, Hutch, Hutch, I was a little disappointed last year. I thought Hutch was going to be,
last year,
a better edge rusher.
yeah, he
But
didn't
early this year, he proved that he
didn't get home. Yeah.
he was gonna step his game up, and he did early this season, and then then he got busted up. So that was the end of that.
I mean, I he has fared a lot better than I thought so far in the NFL because Michigan. I mean, he had like 2 good games his senior year. Maybe the last two games of the year.
He had some stepping up to do. It looked like he was on pace to do. I mean, this year.
Don't get me wrong. I love Hutch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love Hutch.
Yeah, shout out to Hutch.
Listen, it is what it is. Corey was right on a lot of stuff. I think we proved our point on a lot of stuff. Lions, I think this has been a successful season. Did we come short of the Super Bowl? Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Explanation point on that one.
Before we let you go, Joe, any predictions for tomorrow?
Or next year.
Or next year. Well, we already know what
Lions
next
gonna
year.
win the Super Bowl next year, Corey.
Right.
All right.
Any predictions for tomorrow? You got the Rams and Philly. You got Buffalo and Baltimore tomorrow. What do you think, JoJo?
The Buffalo-Baltimore game is going to be a great game. I think Buffalo actually has the advantage there. I thought the Lions were on a mission, and we're not going to be denied. They just came out and laid an egg this year or today, and so Buffalo seemed to be on a mission. And Josh Allen has been there and been disappointed several times, the same as Jackson, but. I don't know. I think Buffalo's defense is a little bit better than Baltimore's, and we'll see if the offenses can hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, we say it all the time. Defenses win championships. I think that's true to a degree, but offenses have to be rolling in order for defenses to win the championships for them. You got to get stops. We couldn't get any kind of stops today, so it was over at halftime. I thought,
Yeah. Caught up to him.
Well, Joe,
So,
you've been with us all.
Thank you guys so much for having me all season.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it.
Joe.
I'm gonna tell you, we're not
It's
done.
been
Though.
fun.
We're not done with him.
Oh, yeah.
He's a baseball guy.
Yeah, we're going to be rolling up here for Tiger baseball here in the next month or so.
Cohen Bro.
So we
Tiger
definitely would like to have you. I know you're a Tiger fan.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So
I'm all Detroit all the time. So
I know it.
I got my Red Wings though. I'm a hockey player. So
yeah, the Red Wings are turning things around.
I mean,
the
quick.
whole Detroit sports scene is turning around here.
They turned around quick. Red Wings.
That kid
Wow.
Cunningham is a beast for the Pistons.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's a good player. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do as far as qualifying for playoffs. We'll see about that.
Well, Joe,
same with the Red Wings.
thanks for giving us your time tonight. I know
getting late.
It's late for a Saturday, and
Well, it's early here, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
It's not even 10 o'clock here.
looks like you've been out on the golf course there, Joe.
Well, I was out there a little bit yesterday.
Okay,
Scott.
I knew it.
Out there
I knew it.
yesterday. And I got another date in a couple days here, so I'm
Nice.
looking forward to it.
All right.
Well, Joe, thanks for calling in, and we'll definitely talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, Joe.
All right, we'll do. Take care, Corey. Take care, Scott.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right, guy.
do it again
EVJ from East Valley, California. He's been with us all season long. Well, listen, we want to thank you for your support this Lions season. Even though your Detroit Lions won't move on, there's still a lot to be happy about. And with this young core to build on for the future, at least that's what I believe. I don't know if he believes that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why this show works. We have differing opinions.
Yep.
For your fix of fresh talk variety, make sure to catch the Cohen Bro Opinion Show each and every week on your favorite podcasting platform. So, for our producers, Jared Clark, David White, manning the Roar control room in the back, executive producer Dave Scott, who makes this all happen, that's Mr. Tell It Like It Is, Corey Tiez. I am the outsider, Scotty William. And we'll see you next time. Tiger Baseball coming up next.